Jai Gurudev. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryankaravavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Chaiva Tato Jayamudirayet. Jai Gurudev. I think let's each share what our takeaways from this session. So if each one shares, reflect upon what we have listened to and learned. If each one shares one aspect, then I think we will all get a complete thing. And then if there will be everyone's participation, rather than just be passive listeners, we will also be sharing, and that will help everybody else. So the overview of chapter 14 is, of course, the third shatka is talking about the Asi of the Tattvamasi Mahavakya, and 13th chapter spoke about the connection between the Kshetra and Kshetrajna. Whereas here in chapter 14, Bhagavan is elucidating, is describing all the tricks of Maya, as it were. Brahmashraya Maya, and Maya is Trigunatmika, and he's describing all the three gunas. That is why it's called the Gunatraya Vibhaga Yuga. Not only is it describing that, he will also give us the means of ridding ourselves from that. Unless we become Gunatitaha, we would not be able to become Mayatitaha. So, yeah. Anyone else would like to share?
Hari Om. Yeah, so here very well Bhagwan has given us his own secret of creation. It's so, so subtly he is telling that how he is Mayatita, how he's very far. The Maya is in power of him, and how we are bound to Maya. And but I like the main takeaway that he is the seed. So that Jnana is already there within us. So our journey from Kshetra to Kshetrajna, or from Dehi to that Kshetrajna, is just the knowledge, the awareness.
Yeah, from Deha to the Kshetrajna, right? Deha to the Dehi.
Yeah. Kshetri and Dehi, I think Kshetri to Dehi, or maybe
Dehi, Kshetri, Kshetrajna are all the same. Deha, Kshetra and Jiva are all the same.
Okay. Maya, Adhin are all Deha and...
Right.
Yeah, and Maya, it is Kshetrajna or...
Correct.
Dehi. And it is the Maha cause.
I thought, excuse me, I thought Dehi, Kshetri and Jiva are the same. This is what I thought.
No. See, in that second chapter, there is that verse where he talks of Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinnati naroparani tatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. So the dehi is the indweller, which is nothing but the kshetrajna or the kshetri. They're all the same. Whereas jiva is the kshetrajna but enveloped with a veil of ignorance. When I'm saying it, I may be subject to correction. Maybe the dehi is also similar to jiva. Let's get a clarification tomorrow. But the kshetri and the kshetrajna are the same. Kshetrajna, kshetri, and Atma or Jivatma, not Jivatma, Paramatma, they're all the same. I particularly, the example that Nana had given where you, when there is a pleasurable situation, you say, I am happy. And when there is an unpleasant situation, you say, I am sad. It is that subtle identification with the body that is making us say that. But in fact, I am is what we have to hold on to. That is being with the kshetrajna. But the problem is we identify ourselves with the kshetram and then we say, I am happy, I am sad, I am excited. So that conjugation of this, that is the whole play of Maya.
So Prakriti is that rope which is binding us. Three gunas. Isn't it? The
Yes.
Prakriti, that rope which is binding the jiva.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Param Bhuya Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajñātvā Munaya Sarve Param Siddhimito Gataha. So Bhagavan says Uvacha. Can I request Lakshmi, just mute yourself. I've muted you, but don't keep yourself unmuted. Yat Jnatva, knowing which, Sarve Munayaha, all the sages, Itaha, going from this body, Param Siddhim, the ultimate success or release, Gataha, had reached, Tat Jnanam, Jnananam, among all forms of knowledge, Uttamam, the most exalted, Param, the ultimate Jnanam, knowledge, Bhuyaha, again, Pravakshyami, I will tell clearly. Vakshyami is just say, but Pravakshyami is, I will tell you clearly. And Bhuyaha again. So here Nana was mentioning Paunena Shravanam Kuryat. We have to listen to this knowledge again and again and again. So also Manana. So because our identification with the body is so strong, unless we go on and on hammering this vritti of this non-identification and listening to this knowledge, that the clarity would not develop. And as we've seen earlier, Lakshmi, you're just getting unmuted time and again. So kindly keep yourself muted, huh? Yeah, thank you. So, and he says in Chandogya Upanishad, the Tattvamasi, the father gives to the son, proclaims to the son, he says it 9 times, not just once. So we need to listen to this again and again. Sri Bhagavan said, I will tell clearly again the ultimate, most exalted knowledge among all forms of knowledge, knowing or gaining which all the sages had reached the ultimate success, release from this body. Idam jnanamupashritya mama sadharmyamagataha sarge pinopajayante pralayena vyathanti cha. So idam jnanam, this knowledge, upashritya, resorting to, mama sadharmyam, oneness with me, ye agataha, those who have gained, te de sarge api, even when there is creation, na upajayante, do not come into being, pralayecha, and in the dissolution of creation, na vyathayanti, do not perish. Resorting to this knowledge, those who have gained oneness with me do not come into being even when there is creation, and in the dissolution of creation, they do not perish. So here I actually had a doubt when when Bhagwan says yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata apyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. So when he says whenever there is a decline in dharma, in order to uplift and establish dharma, I take birth. So all these enlightened beings who are become enlightened, they are actually one with Bhagavan, no? So I know it is not a very, it's not a doubt that I can actually present, but express. But it was like for instance, Ramana Maharshi or Adi Shankaracharya, they're actually one with Bhagavan. So when he says, I'll take birth again, it means they also kind of take birth, isn't it?
Hari Om, but Brahmaraji, that is as per their wish. Mahavatar Babaji or Raman Maharshi or Gurudev, or these all people, they have their, I mean, they are Jivan Mukta. So if they wish to come for the benefit of the mankind, you know, for the welfare of the mankind, out of compassion, it
Correct,
is not.
but once they become one with Bhagavan,
Yeah.
see, that is a universal set, as though it is like a huge ocean. So there, this identity doesn't remain. They will not remain as Maharshi, Ramana Maharshi or Mahavatar Babaji or Gurudev or Adi Shankara. They're all
Correct.
one, correct?
Correct.
So it is from that one being, one param, that they take birth. So I know I had that doubt. It's a little difficult for me to express it, but then when Bhagwan says in order to uplift dharma, I take birth. So who is that is saying who's taking birth? And what about these enlightened beings who become one with him? So who is that is coming? And can we have more than one enlightened being at the same time on the earth? I don't know. These are some doubts that just came up. I think you can have more than one enlightened being at one point, no?
Yeah, after all, they
Yeah,
are the
because these
conscious.
rishis and all, there were so Sapta rishis were there, not one after the other. I think they were, they came at, so many rishis came together, right?
Mm. Yeah. I think, Bela, you can tomorrow ask the question of Hiranya Garbha. I think that will be appropriate to know the creation. Like yesterday, I wasn't getting that word. It's called Yugapat. Yugapat is one of the um, theories of creation where everything, all beings are created simultaneously.
Yeah,
It
but
is not like it's not evolution from amoeba to human being. It is not stage wise, but it is together. Everyone is born at the same time. They just manifest. That is
yeah,
one aspect.
it is getting very clear, Brahmaraji, as
Mm,
we have started today. What Nana
mm,
is explaining, I mean, I do not have doubt now. I mean, it's
very
very
good.
wonderfully. It is meant. I mean, it is. He's unfolding the creation truth.
Yeah, yeah. So resorting to this knowledge, those who have gained oneness with me do not come into being even when there is creation, and in the dissolution of creation, they do not perish. Mama yonirmahad brahma tasmin garbham dadhamyaham sambhava sarva bhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Mama yonihi, my cause, mahat, primordial cause, brahma, out of which everything grows and which sustains everything, tasmin, in that, aham garbham dadhami, I impregnate, tataha, from that, sarva bhutanam, of all beings, sambhavaha, the coming into being, bhavati, occurs. Bharata, O Arjuna. My cause is the primordial cause out of which everything grows and which sustains everything. That I impregnate. From that occurs the coming into being of all beings, Arjuna. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahadyonihi aham bija pradah pita. O Arjuna, Kaunteya, Sarva Yonishu, in all wombs, Yaha Murtayaha, forms which Sambhavanti are born, Tasam, for them, Brahma Mahadyonihi, Brahma, Prakriti, is the original or material cause, Aham, I am, Bija Pradaha Pita, the father who gives the seed. This makes it very easy for us to understand that the second verse of the 13th chapter, Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata, Kshetrajnam Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata. So he is the Kshetrajna in all the Kshetras, whether it is sentient or insentient, living, non-living, living, moving, immovable, because he is the Bija Prada, Bija Prada Pita. O Arjuna, for those forms which are born in all wombs, Brahma, Prakriti, is the original or material cause. I am the one who gives the seed, the father. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadnanti mahabaho dehe dehinam avyayam. Mahabaho, O long armed one, Sattvam rajas tamas iti gunaha, the qualities sattva, rajas and tamas, prakriti sambhavaha, the qualities existing in prakriti, dehe, in the body, avyayam, the changeless, dehinam, indweller of the body, nibadnanti, binds. O Arjuna, sattva, rajas, tamas, the qualities existing in prakriti, bind the changeless indweller of the body to the body. So here, if we understand, the Dehi is actually the changeless one. So the Dehi here, like I had mentioned earlier, is similar to the Kshetrajna, similar to the, what is that? Kshetri. He is bound by the, by all the gunas. Anyway, we'll get this clarity tomorrow. We'll ask Nana about it. The qualities, bind the changeless indweller of the body to the body. This is such a beautiful shloka that we are actually bound by these three cords, sattva, rajas and tamas.
Major takeaway, very profound takeaway.
Very nice. You are spotless, but we've got these three different spots on our body, which is, if you can give colors to sattva, rajas and tamas, maybe we have three different spots on our body. We can give different colors, whatever colors we want to. And from the spotless, the crystal which is spotless, we have all these three different spots in varying proportions, in varying mixtures. I'm just trying to get a bit imaginative. And that is what makes us bound. We call ourselves, oh, I'm a red crystal, or I'm a black crystal, or, or a purple crystal, if we're giving purple color to sattva. So, or a white color to sattva, whichever. And it is these intermingling of these three gunas that makes everybody different, the way we are. Each one has a different proportion of sattva, rajas, tamas. And that is how different beings are. They exhibit, they respond, react to situations differently. Yeah.
It's very beautiful imagination, Brahmaraji. To add to that imagination, it changes our swarupa also. Like when sattva is dominating, it is like white, and rajas tamas as black. Then you have to, the more white you add, the black
becomes black. Light. Correct. It becomes lighter.
And your swarupa becomes more pleasant. With the addition of more... very nice.
But our purpose is to become spotless, to realize that we are that crystal which is attributeless, which is gunatitaha. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakashakamanāmayam sukha sangena badnati jnana sangena chanagha. Anagha, O sinless one, tatra, there among these, sattvam, nirmalatvat, sattva, because it is pure, prakasha is illuminating, anamayam, without affliction, sukha sangena, by connection to pleasure, jnana sangena cha, and connection to knowledge, badnati, binds. O sinless one, there among these, sattva, which is illuminating and without affliction, because it is pure, binds by connection to pleasure and connection to knowledge. I guess it is because its sattva is closest to, or maybe I don't know whether we could consider that way. It is closest to the Swarupa. Therefore, it is connected to, it's connected by pleasure and knowledge. Of the Asti, Bhati, Preeti, Nama and Rupa, the 5 aspects of creation, the first 3 are attributes of the Brahma, and the second 2, Nama, Rupa, are of the Jagat, right? So, since Sattva is pure, it is Preeti and Jnana. What is that? Bhati and Preeti. So, therefore, probably it is connected to pleasure and connection to knowledge is what is Sattva. Yeah. Anyone wants to share anything else? Let me just open chapter 12. My computer actually went to the computer service center because there's some concern with that, and this is a different computer I've logged into. Is anyone able to open the Swami Dayananda's meaning, the chapter 12? Wait a second, let me just close this whole thing.
Yes, Brahmaraji, I have opened in my mobile.
Okay, what I will do, I will make you the co-host. I'll make you the co-host. So, I know I've not given you. Yeah. Now, in your bottom, on the bottom in the thing, you can see one green button which says share screen, no?
Yes.
Can you see that? So,
Yeah.
click on that.
Okay.
And you should be able to share the meanings if that opens up.
Yeah, let me just try.
It's okay. You see if you're able to. Otherwise, you just read from there. Maybe
Yeah,
today we will not.
Yeah, I will read from there.
Yeah, read from there where we left yesterday. I think we need to start verse number 12.
Okay. Are you able to hear me clearly? Because
Yeah, we're able to hear you. Yes. Go ahead.
Just a minute. Verse 12. Any idea about the page number, Brahmaraji? Because here there is no shloka. It is only the explanation, Brahmaraji.
Yeah. The explanation is there. There are shlokas also. So you just scroll it down. You'll be able to find it out.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Verse 9, 10. 12. Yeah. Verse 12, we have to start with, right?
Yeah.
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासाज् ज्ञान क्षम्यतां श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासा ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागाच्छान्तिरनन्तरम् Jnanam, knowledge, Shreyah is better. He, indeed, Abhyasat, then the practice of yoga, Dhyanam, meditation, Jnanat, as compared to knowledge, Vishishyate is superior. Karma phalatyagah, renunciation of the results of actions is better. Dhyanat, then meditation. Tyagat, because of renunciation. Shantihi, there is peace. Anantaram, immediately. Knowledge is better indeed than the practice of yoga. Meditation is superior to knowledge. Renunciation of the results of actions is better than meditation. Because of renunciation, there is peace immediately. Sarva karma phalatyaga, he says, is better for you, Shreya, than the practice, Abhyasa of Ashtanga Yoga, up to but not including Dhyana. Shankara qualifies this as an Abhyasa, which is not preceded by discrimination, Avivek Purvaka. Avivek Purvaka, a purely mechanical practice of asana, pranayam, etc., without clarity about what one is doing.
Bella, I have shared it on the screen. You can read it from here. You able to see the share screen?
No, my dear.
On
If
the
you
mobile?
are, please go ahead, Brahmaraji. I'm not able to see the screen.
You just have to go back to your Zoom meeting, I think, and then you'll be able to.
Yeah, it has come now.
Yeah, you're able to see, right?
Yeah.
So if it's okay with you to read, you go ahead. If you're having any difficulty, let me know. I'll take over.
Yeah, you read, it is better, Brahmaraji. I can read, no problem. But
Yeah,
your
then
voice,
go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
but it takes a long time. You please go ahead, Brahmaraji, because I'm not able to see with.
Okay, that's okay. That's why I asked you. That's fine. No problem, Bela. So, just go through this. Knowledge is better indeed than the practice of yoga. Meditation is superior to knowledge. Renunciation of the results of action is better than meditation. Because of renunciation, there is peace immediately. Sarva karma phalatyaga, he says, is better for you, shreyaha, than the practice, abhyasa of Ashtanga Yoga. But Ashtanga Yoga up to, but not including dhyana. Shankara qualifies this as an abhyasa, which is not preceded by discrimination. Aviveka purvaka, a purely mechanical practice of asana, pranayama, etc. without clarity about what one is doing it for. That is Purushartha Vivek, or about what is temporal and what is not. Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Since the Viveka is inadequate, so is his Vairagya. He is not able to pursue or even ascertain what he really wants. The Jnana here refers to knowledge of Purushartha, knowledge of what is to be done and what is not to be done. Since he does not have such jnana, he lacks viveka, and therefore his practice abhyasa also lacks viveka about what exactly he is seeking and what he is going to achieve it. 1 minute, I just want to go back to this. Knowledge is indeed better than practice of yoga. I will read the shloka once. Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat jnanadhyanam vishishyate dhyanat karma phalatyagaha tyagat shantiranantaram. So, he's saying knowledge is better indeed than the practice of yoga. Meditation is superior to knowledge. Renunciation of the results of action is better than meditation. But if we have seen in the previous shlokas, Bhagwan was giving a step down approach. No, he said dhyana is the best, and then jnana, and then if you're not able to, at least offer every action unto me. If you're not able to even do this, before that he says Ashtanga Yoga after dhyana is better. If you're not able to meditate, then do Ashtanga Yoga. If you're not able to do this, then offer your actions unto me. If you're not even able to offer your actions unto me because you're still under the hold of Raga and Dvesha, you offer the karma phala to me. The sarva karma phala tyaga you do, then that also you will attain peace immediately. But here Bhagwan is saying for you, karma phala tyaga, he says, is better for you, shreyaha, than the practice of abhyasa, ashtanga yoga, up to but not including dhyana. So he's can someone throw some light on this? Because does he mean specifically for Arjuna, in Arjuna's state and situation, sarva karma phalatyaga is the best for him? Because Arjuna had asked him initially in the second chapter, tell me what is Shreyas for me. Shishyasteham Shadimam. He says, tell me what is Shreyas, what is good for me. So maybe the Sarva Karma Phalatyaga is good with respect to Arjuna for him at that point. Because otherwise he seems to, whatever was the bottommost in the rung of ladder, he says is better than even dhyana. Renunciation of the results of action is better than meditation. Because of renunciation, there is peace immediately.
Yeah, because he was grieving that I will be killing this Bhishma Pitam Dronacharya.
Correct.
He was feeling guilty about that. So he was ashant because of that and Vishad. I think for in context to him only Bhagwan
To
said
him
that
only
doing
Bhagwan
what
is best. Yeah. So then Shankara describes the Ashtanga Yoga Abhyasa, which is an Abhyasa which is not preceded by discrimination. He is talking of just pure mechanical asana, pranayama without actually knowing why they're doing it, and without that viveka and the vairagya. That purushartha of mumukshutvam is not there. It is just as a practice because it is good for your health. You're doing it. You're not doing it for the ultimate, to gain ultimate knowledge. So that is the aviveka purvaka abhyasa. So the jnana he here refers to is knowledge of purushartha, knowledge of what is to be done and what is not to be done. Since he does not have such jnana, he lacks viveka. Therefore, his abhyasa also lacks viveka about what exactly he's seeking and what he's doing to achieve it. The abhyasa of Ashtanga Yoga does not necessarily require viveka. Most people who practice what is commonly known as yoga have no Atma Anatma Viveka or Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. Often, their Purushartha is purely the appearance or condition of the body. They can as well do aerobics, though asanas are better for them because they need not eat as much as they would to do vigorous exercise. And yogasanas also come to us from the rishis. So they have a certain sanctity about them. But if you inquire into the yogi's concept of moksha, you will find it problematic. Therefore, you need not know what moksha is or have any viveka for abhyasa, which can mean any discipline. Even discipline, however, is better than the lack of it. For in following a discipline, you undergo pain, which can be a basis for growth. Any routine involves pain because there are times when it is difficult to follow, and in overcoming those difficulties, you grow. But a discipline followed without viveka is inferior to the viveka, and therefore Bhagavan says, Shreyo hi jnanam, knowledge is better. Jnana here is not Atma Jnana, but knowledge of Purushartha. That is the qualification here. It is not Atma Jnana, it is not the ultimate knowledge, but it is the knowledge of the Purushartha. So Shreyo hi jnanam abhyasat. So that jnana is more superior to than just abhyasa without viveka. Mere Purushartha jnana accompanied by abhyasa is also not enough. It is to be understood that both jnana and abhyasa are retained in the progression. Therefore, he says meditation upon Ishvara is better than mere knowledge of Purushartha. Jnana dhyanam vishishyate. Dhyana includes karma yoga, as was already mentioned. Meditation, dhyana with karma yoga is still better, vishishyate, than knowledge of Purushartha or jnana, combined with practice, abhyasa of asana, pranayama, etc. Finally, he says that even better than dhyana is renunciation of the results of action, karma phala tyaga. Even though he mentions it lastly, implying it is the easiest, it is the best. Why? Because of the result it produces. Because it gives you immediate shanti. I think that is why a karma phala tyaga is said it's better than even meditation. So dhyana includes karma yoga, meditation, dhyana with karma yoga is still better than the knowledge of purushartha or jnana combined with practice of abhyasa. Then finally he says, even better than dhyana is renunciation of the results of action. Gurudev has so beautifully given it to us. He says, meditation is the key, but ultimately when you let go, you have that the release, liberation comes when you let go. And that let go is the sarva karma phalatyaga. No? When you let go, that just those two letters, two words, gives us the whole import of this karma phalatyaga. And you get immediate peace when you let go. Tyagat shanti anantaram, because of renunciation, there is peace immediately. The moment you recognize something as Ishvara Prasada, there is a cheer, a composure, shanti, which in turn qualifies you for immediate appreciation, aparoksha jnana of Atma. Since there is no hindrance, Akshara Brahma becomes a reality. Further, the shanti gained by karma phalatyaga is gained immediately, anantaram, not later. If you receive all karma phala as prasada, you have an antidote to sorrow, dukkha, gain and loss, labha labhav, success and failure, jaya jayav, because you are not subject to elation or depression. Success is prasada, and not getting what you wanted is prasada as well, as just as a sweet laddu is as much prasada as ashes, vibhuti. That prasada buddhi is what is praised here as karma phalatyaga. Such a buddhi has shanti and is capable of knowing. Though the renunciation of karma phala is praised here, it looks as though it is meant for the person who cannot accomplish anything else. It is last in a sequence in which each recommendation of Bhagavan is followed by asaktosi yadi, if you are not able to do it, if you are not capable of doing this. But Bhagavan's phrasing here is in keeping with Arjuna's question as to who is better, meaning who is nearer to moksha, the one who pursues Akshara Brahma or a karma yogi meditating upon the Vishwarupa. That is his very first question in chapter 12, as in who is better, who is nearer to moksha? Is it the one who's meditating upon the Saguna Brahma or the Nirguna Brahma? In answer to Arjuna's question, Lord Krishna first said that the one who meditates upon Saguna Brahma and pursues a life of karma yoga is definitely nearer to moksha, that yuktatma. But the other is already mukta, in as much as the Shastra considers a sannyasi almost liberated, a mukta purusha. Being a sannyasi, he is mature and therefore his knowledge will be unhindered. For this reason, he is spoken of as a jnani, who cannot be compared to the ignorant. These jnanis, Bhagavan went on to say, necessarily become one with me. Then he speaks again about the karma yogi, saying, I become the savior for them. Tesham aham samudharta. Because of their upasana, which is an action, he must, as the karma phaladata, give the result. Thus, he provides them with opportunities for this knowledge and makes them qualified for it, indirectly becoming a savior. The Akshara Brahma Upasaka, however, does not require the intervention of Ishvara, because Ishvara's grace is already with him. That is why he is pursuing this. We have seen that a person has an inclination for Advaita only because of the grace of Ishvara. Pumsam Advaita Vasana Ishvaranugrahat Eva. It is because he has earned the grace of Ishvara that he even has the samskaras for this pursuit. Such a person no longer requires an intervening Ishvara because he is non-separate from Ishvara and has discovered that there is no problem. Therefore, a jnana yogi, otherwise called a sannyasi, is one with Ishvara, whereas the other person requires the grace of Ishvara in order to gain antahkarana shuddhi and antahkarana naischalya. For him, Ishvara becomes the savior. Lord Krishna is saying, the jnanis become one with me, and for karma yogis, I am the samudharta, the savior. This is the difference between the ajnani and the jnani. This is very clear, no?
Yes, very clear. Wonderful.
So the jnani or sannyasi is already almost become, equated to Bhagavan, because he's already considered liberated, and he does not require intervening Ishvara's grace, because he already has it, and therefore he is where he is. Whereas the ajnani, the karma yogi, still requires to act. When he acts, and because there's a result of the action, which Ishvara is the karma phala data and the karma dhyaksha. So he becomes the samudharta. He's the savior. In this verse, he's talking only about the ignorant, not the jnanis, whom he has left out of this discussion because they cannot be compared to the ignorant. Later, he will come back to them. Shankara introduces the next verse, noting that in this meditation upon Saguna Brahma, accompanied by Karma Yoga, the difference between the Jiva and Ishvara is accepted. So that Dvaita Bhavana is accepted here. Both Karma Yoga, which is doing karma for the sake of Ishvara, Ishvarartham Karma Anushtana, and meditation in which there is a meditator and an object of meditation, are for the person who has this Bheda Jnana, the conclusion that he is different from Ishvara, from the world, and from other individuals. He may accept non-difference, abheda, as a matter of faith, but he has no knowledge of it. If that appreciation is not possible for you, asaktosi yada, Bhagavan then gives some options. What is this one over here? Vividisha sannyasi. I don't know where he spoke of one. So here Shastra Sannyasi says, Lord Krishna said that the first one who meditates upon Saguna Brahma, pursues life of Karma Yoga, is definitely nearer to moksha. But the other is already mukta, in as much as the Shastra considers a sannyasi. So this sannyasi is called is referred to is a Vividisha sannyasi.
That's a new word, no, Brahmaraji?
Vividisha sannyasi, if I'm not mistaken, we have gone through that once before. There are two sannyasis, no? Vividisha sannyasi and it's a little difficult with these names. Vividisha sannyasi, and there are two kinds of sannyasis.
Is it जो गृहस्था में रह के भी dispassionate है और एक जो गृहस्थ आश्रम छोड़ के ऐसा है कुछ मीनिंग?
Vividisha sannyasi. Let me see. Vividisha means desire to know. This sannyasa is the means to the knowledge of Brahman. This is of two kinds. One, giving up performance of only renunciation of the seeker. Vidvat sannyasa and Vividisha sannyasa. Vidvat was actually running in my mind, but I wasn't sure whether it's right. So here, Vividisha sannyasi is renunciation of the seeker, whereas Vidvat sannyasa is renunciation of the knower. So the desire for Vividisha sannyasa is the desire, I'm reading out from the online thing. The desire for self-realization arises to a person as a result of the study of the Vedas and the performance of the rites enjoined by the Vedas in this life or in previous lives. The renunciation consequent on such desire is known as Vividisha sannyasa, or the renunciation of the seeker. Vividisha means the desire to know. This sannyasa is the means to the knowledge of Brahman. This is of two kinds. One, giving up the performance of only kamya karma or actions motivated by desire for the fruit, and two, entering the sannyas ashrama by muttering the praisha formula and accepting the staff, etc. It is said here that ladies are also entitled to this sannyasa before marriage and after the death of their husband. But it appears that they can become only Tridandis, that is, only the Kutichaka and Bahudaka varieties. Okay, they're going into too many details. But the other sannyasa is Vidvat sannyasa, that is renunciation of the knower. The entry into the sannyasa order by those who have already attained self-realization through hearing, reflection, and meditation is known as Vidvat sannyasa. Sage Yajnavalkya is an example of this. Having already realized the highest truth, he declared his intention to renounce the world to his wife Maitreyi. He then became a sannyasin. This kind of sannyasa is also mentioned in the Kahola Brahmana. So here the sannyasa that Shankaracharya and Bhagwan are referring to is the Vividisha sannyasi. Just give me a second, 1 second. So, yeah, the choice is only regarding what is the previous one. So if that appreciation is not possible for you, asaktosi yadi, Bhagwan then gives some options. The choice is only regarding various means for antakarna shuddhi and antakarna naischalya, not with reference to moksha, which is jnana. Choice can only exist where there is a possibility for it. If you want to see a color, Can you choose whether to see it with your eyes or your ears? Here you have no choice. Similarly, moksha is only through knowledge. Jnanat eva moksha. So it is only through eyes that you can see. So the self is already liberated. It cannot and need not be accomplished by any karma, including a mental karma like Saguna Brahma Upasana. This meditation is not a means to remove ignorance, but to win the grace that will give you steadiness of mind, Antakarna Naischalya. And for Antakarna Shuddhi, there is Karma Yoga. Being in the thick and thin of the world with all your raga dveshas, you can neutralize them with the right attitude and grow in the process. So, for inner maturity, which is called inner purity, you require karma yoga. And for the sake of naischalya, the steadiness of mind, you require upasana. This is what is praised here. And the one who does this was praised earlier as the best of the yogis, Yoga Vittamaha. Again, this whole section only deals with the Ajnani. Maybe we'll stop here. We'll do this from page 372 again tomorrow. Huh? And actually, Nana had advised, I think, do up until verse 12 in the Bhakti Yoga and go back to Karma Yoga. After you finish Karma Yoga, come back and finish the remaining verses of Bhakti Yoga. Isn't this what he had mentioned, if I'm not mistaken? So maybe we'll, I'll find out from him again. And if this is what he has advised, we'll do that.
Okay,
because I
Brahma.
think from verse 13 onwards, he is talking about the Jnani. So now up until 12, it's all mostly about, how to get, how to do Saguna Brahma. It's all about the Saguna Brahma Upasana and Karma Yoga. So that is what we'll do. So we'll stop here today. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sarvam Shri Krishnarpanamastu. Jai Gurudev. Jai Gurudev.
Dhanyavad.
Raji, thank you so much for such a good knowledge.
Regarding
Thank
the
you.
sharing screen and all that.